If you go to the gym or you walk down a bike path like I am right now, then you'll see a lot of people jogging, walking, running, all sorts of activities. The idea of walking in the last few years has become a lot more popular as one of the best fat-burning exercises. But is there any truth to this? That's what we're going to look at today. And I've done a few videos in the past on this topic, but today I want to dive a little bit deeper and hopefully give you guys the only video you ever need on this topic. So let's jump right into it. So if you guys are new to this channel, this is Science-Based Fitness, where I make a lot of evidence-based fitness content. If you guys enjoy this video, consider checking out some of my other content and hitting that like button. So here I am on screen walking on the left side and running on the right. The big question is, which activity burns more fat? When we partake in high demand physical activity, we're utilizing more energy overall, which makes sense. We're moving faster, we're traveling more distance, so of course. But what if I told you that the energy sources our body uses changes depending upon how intense the exercise is that's being done? Normally there's a mixture of percentages of carbohydrates and fats being used, but we can actually alter this. When we partake in high demand physical activities like sprinting or running, you're primarily using carbohydrates as the main substrate of energy. And this is one of the reasons why keto diet isn't recommended for athletes. More availability of carbohydrates can be more beneficial for high intensity activities. Now, what does this mean for slower paced activities like walking? Well, the main substrate of energy that we're using is actually fat. So there's definitely some truth behind this being beneficial for fat loss. So does this mean that we found a weight loss hack? Well, possibly, but I think we need a little bit more information. First off, how do we know that we're using different energy sources at different intensities? This comes down to understanding the respiratory exchange ratio. When we exhale, we expire breath that contains a mixture of gases. In a lab setting, we can calculate the amount of carbs and fats that are being utilized. But this respiratory exchange ratio is able to confirm that fats are used more often at lower intensities, while carbohydrates are used more at higher intensities. The science behind this is really cool, but it gets pretty complicated, so I added a source in the description if anyone wants to read a little bit more. Now, don't just tune out yet, because there's more pieces to this puzzle that you need to understand before you just say walking is the best thing for me. And a big factor is understanding how many calories you're burning per minute, especially if you're someone that's trying to reduce body fat percentage, get more toned, or just lose weight overall. Now, when we talk about total calories burned, of course, a lot of these are all just estimates, but understanding this as a concept is the important part, and I'm going to walk you through exactly what I mean. So let's say the average walking speed is roughly 2.5 miles an hour. And let's say I walk 1 mile at that speed. How long would this take? Yeah, this actually stumped me and I had to do a lot more math than I thought I would have to, so don't feel bad. But the answer is 24 minutes. That's how long it would take you to walk this single mile. In that time, you can expect to burn about 7.5 calories per minute, with a total of 180 calories in those 24 minutes. Now, I'm calculating all the amount of calories that are burned off of a website. This website is one of many calculators that allow you to approximate the number of calories you burn throughout your workout. But now let's say we're gonna go for a moderate run, roughly 7.5 miles an hour for 24 minutes, the same amount of time we just walked. We will be burning roughly 14.5 calories per minute, with a total of 348 calories. And in that time, we covered 3 whole miles. So now that we have this information, let's break down what's important. If we're looking at simply calories per minute, it seems to indicate that faster paced exercises and higher intensity exercises will burn more calories. And that's true, it's not much of a secret. But why am I bringing this up? When we discuss weight loss, the main driver of weight loss is being in a calorie deficit. We need to burn more calories than we take in. But don't tune out just yet if this answer bothered you. There are additional factors that we do need to discuss. And yes, things like hormones and medications might affect your ability to lose weight, but mixing in walking still might be that additional component that's missing from your fitness regimen. Regardless of what physical activities you're doing, if you're still over-consuming your calories, you're still going to be gaining weight. Yes, there are still benefits from a cardiovascular standpoint, but if I'm still over-consuming 400 or 500 calories each and every day and only working out and burning 200 calories from walking, we aren't going to simply defy physics. This isn't some type of a hack. But one of these additional components that need to be discussed is cortisol levels and stress. High-intensity exercises like running can increase our stress levels. Stress isn't always bad. It's what allows our bones and muscles to grow. But too much high-intensity activities can be problematic. Let me break this down in a form of an example of myself. I weigh 165 pounds, roughly 13 to 14% body fat. Let's say I want to get to 10%. I'm lifting 5 days a week, 1 hour each time I lift, and I'm at a 200 calorie deficit for the day. And I want to speed up this process by adding in a moderate jog, maybe 4 times a week for 1 hour. But by the time the second week comes around, I'm consistently tired, dramatically increasing my muscle soreness, feeling weak, and I'm not really experiencing much weight loss anymore. I also find it extremely hard to maintain a calorie deficit because I'm always hungry. This is something that we might actually expect to see. Higher intensity training will spike cortisol levels, which are shown to slow weight loss. The recovery process can already be more challenging when you're in a calorie deficit. This can affect muscle soreness, and in my example might be why I'm consistently tired. But what if I decided to walk for 1 hour those 4 separate days? I'd be experiencing lower cortisol levels, most likely increasing my ability to lose weight. I wouldn't be reducing my muscle recovery, and this is simply due to the fact that walking has very little stress on your bodies. So it doesn't look like walking is just some magic exercise, but if programmed properly, it can be a really good tool to mix into your fitness toolbox. For me, walking is a lot like meditation. It's a great way to clear your head, de-stress, and refocus your thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that like button if you did. Consider watching this other video on screen. We'll see you guys next time.